Hi everyone, my name is Andy Robertshaw. Today I'm going to be going through Daily Killers of Doku 31666. That's 31666. This is a recent level 10 which somebody has been struggling with, so has asked me to take a look at. So as ever, I'll start with where place I've got few options and see what we get. So 14 there is 59 or 68. I've got 18 and 14 there for 32. So the top two of this 24 cage must be 13 to make that up to 45, but not 5 and 8 because it takes both the options for the 14 cage. So 4, 9 or 6, 7. I've got a 6 cage there, 1, 5 or 2, 4. A 22 cage there, which is 5, 8, 9 or 6, 7, 9. What have I got here? I've got 23, 11, that'll be another 11. So lots of options for 11s, I won't put them in yet. 23, 11, 11. So this will be 6, either 1, 5 or 2, 4. The 14 cage, either 5, 9 or 6, 8. 15 cage there, which is 6, 9 or 7, 8. I've got 19, 16 and 15, that's 50. So that means this one is 5 more than this one because the box adds up to 45. So if it's 5 more, that's 6, 7, 8, 9, and this is 1, 2, 3 or 4. Can I do something similar here? I've got 42 there, so that one is 3 more than this one. In fact, I'll do my 11 here, so that one was 13. This 11 won't be 4 and 7 because it will take up both those options. So 2, 9, 3, 8 or 5, 6. I've got a 41 cage here, so that must be 4, the only number not in the 41 cage. Right, so what else do I see? 11 cage there, actually, so 1, 2, 3, 5. So the 22 cage can't have the 5, it must be 6, 7, 9. And these two must be 2 and 4. Whoops, 2 and 4. But then I can't have a 4 inside a 20... Sorry, I cannot have a 2 inside a 28 cage of size 4. So 4 there and 2 there. And... in fact, I've been very daft. Let's come... it's not 4 and 2 at all, is it? Right. Sorry about that. It's 4 and 8 between those two. Okay, so... but then if I have the 4 there, I run into the same problem. 4 there would give me 7, 8, 9 there. And it would take up all the options for this 14 cage. So that one's an 8, and that's got to be a 4. So now I've got 20 there without using an 8. So I couldn't have 3, 8, 9. I could have 4, 7, 9. Or I could have 5, 6, 9. So I must have the 9 with either 4, 7 or 5, 6. So that means that this can't have a 9. The 14 cage is 6 and 8. I don't have the option with a 5 there, so I don't have the 5, 6 option. That's 4, 7, 9. This 6 doesn't contain the 4, so it's 1 and 5. And this pair must be 2 and 3. So I now need... I've got 9 there. I need 9 there to go with it, but not using 2, 3 or 4. That only leaves 1 and 8. But I've got 8 there, so 1 and 8 that way round. And not a 1 there. So I've got a 2 and an 8. So remember these two add up to 11. But I've got a 2 and an 8 in the box. So it's not 2, 8. It's not 3, 5. That's 5, 6. So 5, 6 there. And this 13 can't be 6 and 7. So it's 4, 9. And this 14 can't be 5 and 9. So it's 6, 8. What have I got left to go here? 3, 7, 9. So I don't have a 3 there. I've got 1, 2, 5 left to make up this right-hand column. Right, so I've got 11 there, which is not 5 and 6. So it could be 2, 9 either way round, 3, 8 either way round. But I've got 4 there, so it could be 7 and 4 that way round. This 11 is not 2, 9. It's not 3, 8. It's not 4, 7. It must be 5 and 6. So no 5s there. Right, so let's have a look at this now. Left-hand column plus those three, 60. So those three add up to 15. Lots of options for that. We'll do these as well. That's 60, so those three also add up to 15. But in fact, I now know my 18 cage is 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, because I've got the rest in the box, but not one there. Right, 1, 2, 3. Okay, well, let's have a look then. Where does that put us here? 60 there. So those three add up to 15. If I got 1 there, I can't have a 2 because I still need 12. Can't have 3, still need 11. 1, 5, still need 10. 1, 7, I need another 7 there. So that one isn't a 1. The 1's got to go on the top row. 2 can't go with 3 because I need 10. But 2, 5, 8. 2, 7, 6. 3, 5, 7. 3, 7, 5. Sorry, 3, 7, 5 there. Or 5, 7, 3. Right. So what's also interesting here, I've got 2, 3, 4 in that column. I've got a 10 cage there. So I can't have 5. If I've got 5 and 6, I'll have 11 there. So the 1's got to go in there, because I'd have at least 5 and 6 if I didn't have a 1 there. So what can I have with the 1? 5, 6 or 7. I can't have an 8 in the 10 cage, but I must have at least a 5 to go with it. So this one is going to be 2, 3 or 4. So now this 8 cage can't be 1, 7 because I've got a 1 there. So I could have, I've got a 6 there, so 6 and 2 that way round, or 3 and 5 that way round. So my 10 can't be 1, 3, 6 because it would take both options for the 8 cage. So we can get rid of those now. I've got a 9 there, so I don't want a 9 there. And if you remember, this was 5 more than this, because this lot add up to 50. So that's not a 4 then. I've got 5, 6 there. That one's not a 6. That one's not a 9. Right. So I said earlier 42. So this one is 3 more than this one. Okay. Well, still lots of options there. I've got a 4 there, so that's not a 4. But in this column, I know I've got 1 there. 2, 3, 4, so 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 between the rest of them. Okay. I'm just wondering, is there anything I can do to manipulate these? So, in the knowledge that this one is 5 more than this one, and that this one is 3 more than this one, I'm going to try some numbers here and see what happens. So 1 there will give me a 6 there. The 1 in this one, I could have, or the 1 in this box, I could have 1 there and 4 there, and 1, 2, 7, and 6, 8, 9. That would work. Or I could have 1 there with 1 there and 8 and 9. Okay, 2 there with 7. I couldn't have the 2 in the with the 2 there. I couldn't have a 2 in the 18 cage because it would be 2, 7, 9. So it would be 2 there, and 5 there, and 1, 2, 7 there. I can't have that, so I can't have 2, 7, 2, 5, and 1, 2, 7, because I take up both options for this one. So that one isn't a 2, and that one isn't a 7. Could I have a 3 there? 3, 8. So once again, my 3 could either go inside the 18 cage, or that one. 3 inside the 18 cage would be 3, 6, 9. 3 come with 8 there, so that would be 3, 6, 9. Or 3 there will give me 6 there. and 3, 5 there. Okay, but at least I've taken out one of these options. I've now got a 6, 8 pair on that row. So that one's not a 6, that's a 3, that's a 5. So no 5 there. They're 1 and 7, and this one's 2. So that one's a 9. They can go. So 7s and 9s gone. 7s and 9s gone. I've also got a 5 in this box. So 6 or 8 there. What else have I got here? So 4, 6, 8, 9. Right. So can I get... Can I have some candidates for this? So I know this one's 3 more than this. In fact, it works out. 4 there with 6, 8, 9 there and 1 there. 6 there with 4, 8, 9 there and 3 there. 8 there with 4, 6, 9 and 5 there. Or 9 there with 4, 6, 8. I can't have the 9 because I'd have 4, 6, 8 and I need another 6. So the 9 can't be that one. The 9 must be one of those two. Right. So again, I've reduced the options there somewhat. Right. So I've only got 1, 2, 3 left to go there. So what could I have here? 1, 7, and I must have a 2 there. 1, 2, 7. So making up a 25 cage. If I've got 1 there, I need 2 and 7 there, and 6 there. So 1, 2, 7 is 10. I need 15 there. There are options. Or 3 there, 8 there. Yes, again, we got options. Right. 1, 5, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. But I've got a 4 there, so 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've also got a 2 in that row, so not a 2 there. In fact, my 4, I've got 4 there, 4 there. My 4 must go on the top row of this box. Can't be either of those, so it must be that one. That's a 4. Right, so if I've got 8 there, I've got 3 there, and a total of 7 there, which could be 1, 6, or 2, 5. If I've got 6 there, I've got 1 there, and a total of 9 there. Not 3, 6, not 4, 5, not 1, 8. It must be 2, 7. Okay, so 6 there with 2 and 7. And 8 there, 3, and a total of 7 there. So 1, 6, or 2, 5. So 1 and 6 that way round, or 2, 5 either way round. I'll have a look at these 3 again. I got them adding up to 15. So that total of 60 for those. So because the column's 45, they must add up to 60. So they must add up to 15. Right. Can I do anything there? Not. In fact, 5 and 6 there. So that can't be 5 or 6. That one's an 8. So that one's a 6. That's a 5. So no 6s there. No 3 there, because this was 3 more than that. So that's no longer a 3. Right. I've got an 8 there, so can't have an 8 in any of those. So my 8 in this column must be one of these two. That one's not an 8. So what have I got? So 1, 6, 8, 9, or 5, 6, with 4, 9 either way. If I've got 5 there, I've got 6 there, and 7, 8 for 2, 9 there. and 1 there. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 2, 9. That must be a 1. So the 1 must either be here or here. So isn't that 1? Right. Okay, that's good. Got 4, 1, 8 there, got 5 there. Need a 5 on this bottom row. Could I have a 5 in the 16 cage? Can't go with 5, 6, can't go with 4, 7. So with either 3, 8 or 2, 9. Could go with either in those, with either of those. I need an 8 or a 9. I've only got one of 8 or 9 in the 15 cage, so I do need either an 8 or a 9 there. But still lots of options. 2, 4 there, not a 2 there. And I've also got a 5 in that row, so that's 1 or 7. Does that help with this? So 6, 4, total of 9 could be 7, 2. 6, 4 would have to be 7, 2, or 8, 4, and I need a total of 7, 1, 6. So 7, 2 or 1, 6. So not 5 or 7 there. That's 2 or 6. So 6 or 7 there, 6 or 7 in the 15 cage. So no 6 or 7 in the 16 cage. So if there's an 8, it goes there. The 9 could go in any of them. So 8 without 6 or 7 must go with... Well, I need a 5 in there anyway. Need a 5 inside. So 8, 5, I want a 3 with it. Or 9, 5, I want a 2 with it. Right. So if I have 2, 9 there, do I now get into trouble? 2, 9, it limits me to 3 and 5 there, but 2, 9, 7, 8, 1, 5, 6 for 3 there. 3, 8, 6, 9, 5, 1, 2 there. So 2 or 3, 4, 7, 6, 9, so the 9 can go. 4, 7, 6, 9, 5. The 5 can go as well. So if we've got 4, 7 there, I've also got 2 or 3 there. I'm not going to bother working out which for now. But I only want 1 of 2 and 3 inside the 16 cage, so it's not those. So in fact, this... I must have had a 5 in this cage all along, which must be that one. So that's a 5, and then that's a 6, and that one's a 5 now. So this one isn't a 5, it's a 1. This was 3 more than that, so that's a 4. So 9 and 8. So I've got a 2 in that row as well. So 3, 5, 7. My 1's there. So these two are now 2 and 7. So that's 1 and that's 7. So I've got a 3, 5 pair there. 3, 5 and also 7 can go from that. So 6, 8, 6, 8. Not a deadly pattern in this case because I've got the 19 cage to think about. But a 6, 8 pair there, that's not going to be a 6. So that's a 2, that's a 3, that's an 8. And my 15 cage is now 6, 9. I've got a 3 in the box, so 1 and 7. That's 13 and that's a 6. And that's an 8. So what I've got here, not 1, 9, not 8, 2, not 4, 6. That's 3 and 7. And have I gone wrong? I've got one error. Right. Can I recover from one error? So 6, 4, 7, 2. 8, 4, 1 is 13. They're okay. That looks okay. 8, 5, 3. It's just going to be something somewhere that doesn't quite add upwards or something that duplicates. I've got a feeling that 8 is the error. So let's just do away with that for now. Let's see what we could have here once again. So I've got 2, 4, 7 in that row. Could I have a 1 there? No. Couldn't have a 2 there. Couldn't have a 3 there. In fact, shall I put these in as well? So 1, 2, 3, 5, 7. But not 2 or 7. I've got a possible 1, 3 or 5 there. In fact, I must have the 1. That was a mistake. I must have had the 1 there. Right. I must have a 1 there. Let's continue from here. So not a 1 there. So, do we know what these two are? So I've got 15. 1 plus 2 plus 7. In fact, I haven't. I've got 14. 1 plus 2 plus 7 is 10. And 4 is 14. These need to be 11. Not 2, 9, not 4, 7. So could be 5, 6. Couldn't. Has to be 3 and 8. Has to go that way round. So that one's a 5. That's an 8. That's a 6. And now I've got to have a 9 to make the row up. So 4 and 5 must be those two. And let's do away with those. So 3, 7 there. And I've got a 2 in that column now. So 1, 5, 2, 3 pair there. So that's 4, 2. That's 9, 4. Not 9 there. I've got 3 there. So that's 7, 3, 6, 7, 9 there. So 6... Sorry, 5 and 6. So not 6 or 9 there. Not 9 there. So 2, 3, 7. I've got 2 there. So that's 3 or 7. So that must be the 2 in that row. I must have a better idea what this is now. So it's not 2, 9. It's not 3, 8. I've got 3 and 8 both in there. So 4, 7 there. So 2 and 7. I've got 5 there, so 4 and 5 there. So what have I still got here? 2 and 9. So not a 2 there. I've got 1, 3, 8 to go between those. I've got a 3 in that row, so 6, 7, 9 still to go in that row, but I've got 6 and 8 there, and 9 there, so that's a 7. That's a 9. So that's a 6. That's not 6 or 7, so it's 9. And that's 3, and that's 1. So I've got 7 and 9. And that's 3. That's 7 there. Right, so just the bottom row still to go. I've got a 1 in that row, so that's 3. I've got a 2 there, a 3 there. A 2 there, a 3 there. A 2 there, a 9 there. A 7 there, a 9 there. 6 and 8, so I've got an 8 there, a 6 there, a 5 there, a 1 there, an 8 there, a 1 there, and a 7 there, and a 4 there. Okay, so I hope that was helpful. Thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you on the next one.